Welcome everyone to this Up and Running with NodeRED video series. My name is John Jardine. I'm the Integration and Cloud Architect at Agilit-e, and today I'm going to show you how to get a NodeRED runtime up and running on IBM Cloud. Now just a quick note, IBM is currently going through a name change, so what we all know as IBM Bluemix is now being renamed to IBM Cloud. I'll be using both terms interchangeably during the course of this video, and you'll see soon why. There's just some references that are still related to Bluemix. Alright, so let's get started. First off, here are our steps and requirements to get our runtime up and going. First, we need to make sure that we have an IBM Cloud account. If you already have one, that's great, just go ahead and log in. But if you don't have one, go and register by going to bluemix.net. You can register for free, and it's pretty quick to get to a point where you're already logged into the IBM Cloud and ready to go. The next step would be to just go and select a preferred cloud region. So IBM Cloud, there's a lot of data centers, primarily in US South, United Kingdom, Sydney, and Germany. And by default it goes to US South, and you might just want to go and change it to a preferred data center. NodeRED is available across all those data centers. From there we'll create our runtime using the NodeRED starter boilerplate, and we'll just go and configure one or two things before we finally start using NodeRED on the IBM Cloud. Alright, so if you go to bluemix.net, you should see a screen similar to this where you can either log in or go and create a free account. The free account, you'll receive an email verification where you'll need to finalize your account. The good news is there's no such thing as credit card details or anything that needs to be entered. It's a very simple and seamless process. Once you've verified the account, you'll be able to log in with your email address and password. Once you've logged in, you should see a screen or dashboard similar to this. It might not have anything inside it. On my side, I have a Kubernetes cluster running in my dev space, but on your side you might either have other items or it will be clear. Alright, so before we create our runtime, I just want to show you where you can go and change your data center. So on the top right here, you can go and select this and choose the region and which data center you'd prefer to use. So once you've selected your preferred data center, you can go ahead and click on the Create button. This opens up the IBM Cloud catalog, where we can now go and do a search for NodeRED. So we've got 3 results that are returned, and the one that we want is the NodeRED starter. So we go ahead and click there. Now the beauty is, to get your runtime up and going, all you need to do is provide it with an app name and a host name. What I will do in this video is just point out 1 or 2 more items in this window just to take note of before we finally create our runtime. So starting with the host name, this can be anything that you want it to be, and it will be prefixed to the domain mybluemix.net. Remember though that the host name is a global host name, so it's not relative to your organization or space, but rather to Bluemix in general. And there might be a chance that the host name that you select, for example node-red, might already be used. Okay, so if that is the case, you will be prompted by IBM Cloud that it's already taken, and you might need to just go with something a little bit more unique. So what I'll do here is I won't take chances. I will go and say Agility-NodeRED-demo. That's pretty unique. And then the app name, this is just the description for your runtime. So we can just go and put over there Agility-NodeRED-demo. Okay, and that's actually everything we need. We can go ahead and click on the Create button. I just want to point out 1 or 2 more items here at the bottom. You'll see that this boilerplate comes with an SDK for Node.js, because that's what NodeRED runs on top of. It's built in Node.js. And it also has a Cloud and NoSQL data store that this NodeRED runtime uses in order to store various things, including your credentials and profiles. Now, it defaults to the light program over here, but you'll notice there are 2 other options, 2 other plans. The light program, wherever you see LITE, this is a very nice thing because it means that the service is for free. IBM Cloud is offering it for free with certain restrictions. And in this case, the NoSQL data store is free up until a certain size, of which you would then need to upgrade to a different plan. But for our purposes, the light version, the light plan, gives us everything that we need. Now, you'll notice that SDK for Node.js doesn't have a light plan. It's got only one, which is a default plan. So unfortunately there is no free version. And if we go down here, we'll see what they will be charging us in order to use the Node.js SDK. So on the bright side, they give us our first 30 days free, or the first 375 gigabyte hours, after which we will have to start paying a certain price per gigabyte hour. Now in my case, it's calculating in South African rands, but in yours it might be pounds or euros or US dollars. From my experience, I have a couple of runtimes that are usually running idle, and it all depends on the amount of memory that it's running with. I usually receive an invoice maybe anywhere between $5 and $10 per month for these idle runtimes, so it's nothing serious. But what you would want to do is, if you're not using this, you would just go ahead and delete this entire runtime just before the 30 days are up, so as to not receive any kind of invoice from IBM. Either way, they will be asking for your credit card details, because remember, you didn't add them in the beginning. Okay, so without further ado, we can go ahead and click on the Create button. Now, the deployment of the starter boilerplate onto the IBM Cloud can take anywhere up to 1 to 3 minutes. It depends, and it varies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video here and wait for it to finally be launched and deployed, and then we'll take it from there. And welcome back, everyone. So unfortunately it ended up taking about 4 minutes on my side, and what I also noticed is one needs to go and refresh the browser here and there. It doesn't automatically return a green light with the status of running. It keeps showing either that it's starting or that it's stopped. So I recommend just every minute or so refresh the browser to see if it is in fact running or not. Okay, but you should get to this point on your side as soon as it's ready to go. So we almost at the final stages. What we're going to do now is we're going to go and click on the visit link, which will open up the NodeRED starter wizard. And this is a very simple wizard interface where they just prompt you to secure your NodeRED editor and install some optional Bluemix nodes. So if we go ahead and click on the next button over here, we'll be taken to the secure your NodeRED editor section. And I would highly recommend this. You'll notice they do give you the option to allow anyone access to the editor, but then obviously anyone who knows your URL will be able to open up your NodeRED environment and go and make all kinds of crazy changes, which could be a little bit devastating. So I highly recommend that we secure our NodeRED runtime, and I'm just going to go for now and provide a username of admin and some semi-strong password. You'll see also there's an option here to allow anyone to view the editor but not make changes. This is a great feature. People can open up your NodeRED environment and they can go and see the flows that you have created, but they won't be able to make any kind of changes or deploy any kind of updates. It's more for viewing purposes in case you were trying to demo some NodeRED flows and wanted to give people access. But I'm going to leave that off for now, and we're going to go click next. So here you can go and choose some optional node modules for your NodeRED environment. We're going to be tackling this in a later video, so leave this for now, and we can just go and click on next and finish. And if everything was successful, you'll be taken to this landing page, and we can go ahead and click on this go to your NodeRED flow editor. Yes, we are prompted for our username and password. It's good to know that's working. Once we've entered that, voila! NodeRED on IBM Cloud is up and running. So there's one final item I'd like to just bring to your attention to help eliminate unnecessary costs on the IBM Cloud. NodeRED is extremely lightweight. So as a default, if you go to the overview section, you'll see that it's using 512 megs of RAM for this NodeRED instance. Now, I know from experience that we can halve that, and it will barely even affect the NodeRED environment. So you can easily drop that down to 256 memory, especially in the beginning stages where you're playing around with NodeRED, so that when you reach the 30 days trial and it's over, at least you won't be charged at 512 megabytes of memory, but you'll be charged at 256 megabytes of memory per hour. Okay, so we go ahead and click on save, and yes, that's fine. And you'll see over here that in order to effect that change, it has to restart your environment. So that's it for this video. Stay tuned for more great videos on all things NodeRED, including how to set up your NodeRED environment on your local machine. If you want to know more about NodeRED, you can see their site at nodered.org, follow them on Twitter, or join their Slack channel where there are thousands of enthusiasts and developers doing all things NodeRED. And if you want to know more about Agilit-e or myself, you can contact any of us at agilit-e.io or via these Twitter accounts or my blog. Until next time, thank you.